What if all your bills were paid for and you did not have to work for it? What? Is that possible, you ask? This thing that I'm about to teach you today will transform the way you live your life. This thing, if you do it, will bring you a life of absolute freedom. You can do what you want, where you want, when you want it. You can live where you want. You can travel as much as you want. You can give your family whatever you want. You will have the absolute freedom of time so that you can live this one life that you have and not just exist. This thing I'm referring to is called financial freedom. What? Did I invent it? I wish, but no. This is now a worldwide movement. It's popularly known by the term FIRE. F-I-R-E, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. People all over the world are waking up to this realization that there is no rule that they absolutely have to work until they are 65 if they can retire early. But how? That's a great question, and that is exactly what we'll be learning about in this masterclass. I hope you're as excited as I am. Not just that, I'm also giving away a special bonus for those who stick with me until the end of this masterclass. Why? Because it is for those who are really serious about changing your lives. First of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking this time to invest in your most precious, valuable piece of real estate. And what is that? Your mind. Jim Rohn said it beautifully when he said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. I honor your time and I will do my best to pack in as much value as we can in this limited free masterclass. Now, to gain the maximum value of this masterclass, I request that you grab a pen and a notebook so you can take notes. There is so much I want to share with you in such little time, so we'll go through it quickly, okay? All right, everybody with me? Of course, there isn't a better time in history to be learning this. Why? Number one, information, education, and knowledge has never been more accessible. You today, at your fingertips, have access to information that 50 years ago, even the President of the United States didn't have. Number two, investing has never been quicker, more accessible, or cheaper than it is today. You are here at exactly the best time in human history to be learning this. But before I begin, I need to ask you for your permission. Do I have your permission to ask radical questions that may disturb you? Do I have your permission to say things that are not ordinary? With the deepest respect, I ask, do you want to be ordinary or extraordinary? I think you said extraordinary, so let's jump in. I will be sharing some radical ideas here. Since they are so different from anything you've heard before, I'll give you examples to illustrate because I really want you to deeply understand these unorthodox ideas that we'll be discovering today, okay? What we'll be learning in this masterclass is twofold. So we have two parts to this masterclass. Part one, why you're not rich yet. If you've heard my talk before, then please listen to it again as I've added some new useful examples that will really help you understand this at a much deeper level, okay? So that was part one, why you're not rich yet. And part two, how do we become rich and retire financially free? Sounds good? Making sense? Okay, let's go. I bet you're asking this question in your mind, wait a minute, but who is this lady and why should I listen to her talk about money? Great questions. Thank you for asking. So let's answer them first, shall we? I am Sheryl Pinto, and it is my pleasure, honor, and delight that you're here with me today. Thank you so much for your trust and your time. I truly value and appreciate that you are sharing your life with me here and now. Thank you. Listen, not that this really matters to you, but I wanted you to know why you may trust that I know what I'm talking about. I come from a middle-class family. I began working when I was 16 because I wanted more. I worked long hours, working really, really hard. I worked in the mornings and I went to school in the evenings, university. I did this for 9 long years. Okay, so how does this relate to you? I was just an ordinary girl, much like you. I didn't have any knowledge about finances. I didn't have $1 million business idea. I wasn't born in a rich household with a golden spoon. I made all the mistakes. I had the car loans, the mortgages. I depended on one source of income, which is salary. Just like most of us, I was told it was good to save, so I saved. But I was so busy, working so hard, that I thought I didn't have the time or the money to learn about personal finance. So in 2010, what did I do? I trusted my investment advisor. I gave him 5 years worth of my savings. He gave me some recommendations. I trusted him. I gave him the money. And what do you think happened? It was a bad investment decision. I lost 5 years worth of my savings. Can you imagine what it would feel like to lose 5 years worth of your savings? I invite you to please feel this. Yes, 5 years of my savings gone. 5 years of my worth of my work all gone. And yes, that was my wake-up call. Wasn't I such an idiot to think that I didn't have the time or the money to learn about my own money, and I prefer to trust someone else with my money? I paid a very heavy price for not investing in my knowledge. Anyways, that was the day I decided that I will learn how to manage my money, and I began to learn. Since then, I have learned everything I could in the past decade about money, about finances, and now I'm a licensed financial advisor. Interestingly, I also learned NLP. How is this related to money? NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, and it helped me see how our mindset affects our money set. It helped me get into my mind and my client's mind, helping me to identify what is holding them back, what's these destructive beliefs they have that block their abundance. But at the end of this whole story is that I learned from my life's experiences, and I retired financially free at the age of 33. How did I do it? I just learned how money works, and I learned how to make money work for me so I don't have to work for money anymore. But how does this mean anything to you? Well, look, the way I look at it, if you want to learn, isn't it better to learn the game from someone who's playing it at the level you want to be at? I'm someone who's just like you, and I've done it. Like I said, I worked a 9 to 5. I didn't have $1 million business idea. I figured it out. Best thing is that you now have the opportunity to learn in days what took me decades to learn. Wow. Most people ask me, if I don't have to work for money, then why am I doing this? Why am I on this video teaching? Isn't that what you're thinking too? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Well, that's a great question. And the answer to that is a really, really, really personal story, but one I feel like I have to share so that you will know why I do what I do. But I'll share it a little later in this masterclass once I've given you some more value. But for now, you can just relax knowing that your question will be answered. Just continue to listen, take notes, and learn. How can you trust me, you ask? Again, great question. Do check out our client testimonials on this page on my website. Our clients have developed multiple sources of income. My clients have doubled their income in 6 months. Others have left the 9 to 5 to follow their dreams. It has been a magical journey for my clients, and for one that I'm really grateful for. Okay, enough about me. Now, let's get to know you, shall we? Get to know you? Well, of course, this masterclass is all about you. So let's jump in and get to know you. Okay, ready? Let's do a simple exercise of answering 3 even simpler questions. You can respond to them in your notebook or in your mind. I prefer writing because it really helps me drive home the point. So we have 3 questions. So take out your notebooks and start writing. Question number 1. Do you want to be rich? I'm guessing you are, else you wouldn't be here in this masterclass. But go ahead and write it anyways. Just trust me. I want to be rich. Write that down. I want to be rich. Okay, all done? Awesome. Now, write down the reasons why you want to be rich. Why do you want to be rich? What are you going to do with this money once you have it? Have you ever thought about that? But if you haven't, this is your time. So write it down. What do you want to do? Quit your job? Take your parents all around the world? Feed the hungry? Adopt the kids? Buy that car? Take your kids to Disneyland? Whatever is important to you, write down your top 10 why. Why do you want this? Do you want to help your mother? Do you want to retire your parents? Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Third question, guys. How much money do you think is necessary for you to be able to do all of the things you've listed in question number 2 above? Okay? All done? How much money? Write in any currency that you think that you can think in. How much money do you need? Okay, now keep these questions and we're going to come to them later on during this masterclass. All right? Is everyone excited? Now we're going to get into the main part 1 of today's masterclass, why you're not rich yet. Let's go. Fact. You, yes you are a money-making supercomputer. A money-making supercomputer? Yes, you are. Okay, I hear you. You're thinking, okay, if that's true, then why am I not making the money? Great, great question. Why don't we open up this system and find out what's inside, shall we? Just like every other computer, there are 3 important parts to make a system work well. Number 1, you need to be free from viruses, right? Number 2, you need the right programs to do the work that you want it to do, right? And number 3, you need to have a perfectly operating system. How is this related to you being rich? Awesome question. So what's the one thing that if you could change would change everything? One thing that if you could change would change everything. What is that one thing? Your mind, your supercomputer. And just like any other computer, your supercomputer needs 3 components to be working perfectly to allow you to be the money-making supercomputer that you are. But there are a few parts of this supercomputer that are malfunctioning. Let's find out how that has happened. Let's begin from the very first level. So it's the outer level, very easy to understand. But really, it's the internal final level that will blow your mind. So listen carefully, and I hope you're taking notes, right? So the first, outer level, we will begin with this, which is called the viruses. If we get this sorted, we can begin making the right financial decisions. If we don't, we are likely to forever live in debt and work until we die. Ready? Let's go. The thing is that we have all had viruses, malware, and spyware installed into us by the society we live in, by our culture, our upbringing. Ouch. Yes, this is true. What do I mean by viruses? There are habits, ways of thinking and behaving that have been installed into us since we were able to understand. What kind of habits? Habits of buying more than we will ever need, or spending recklessly, borrowing. Okay, so why are these viruses so important? What they do is they suck the money out of us. That destroys our ability to be rich and cripples the supercomputer that you are. Okay, let me help you understand this. Think about when you were little. What made you happy? Playing outdoors, eating good food, being with friends, the ice cream. As we grew up, we began to think we need to have a BMW, Chanel and Gucci clothes, the nice shoes, and the list goes on, you know. So what are these viruses? These viruses are ways of thinking that we install into us that make us think that we need all these things to make us happy. I know this sounds weird, but hang in there and soon the veil will be lifted and you'll be able to see what I mean. First off, how did these viruses get installed into us? What do you think? Advertisements and TV programs. This is very interesting. Have you ever thought about it, why it's called a program? Any guesses who is being programmed? Advertisements to buy that dream car, the dream home, shop till you drop, retail therapy. These are the viruses being installed into us. Peer pressure. This is how the virus spreads. No savings, malware installed. This leads us to spend money we don't have, to impress people we don't like. And then we borrow. That's the Trojan horse, guys. We have loans, cards, mortgages. How can you be financially free if you're in debt? Can you be rich being in debt? So what we are doing is, check this out. This is really interesting, and this will really clear it all out for you. We earn, okay? So we bring home the money. Just check this out. We bring home the money, then we start paying in everyone. Etisalat, Diba, banks, mortgage company. We pay the retailer for the designer clothes, Samsung, Apple, and we have zero. So what we do next month? We go back to work again. We bring in the money. Then go ahead and start paying everybody else again. Etisalat, Diba, Samsung, car, installment, blah, blah, blah. And we go back to zero again. Every single month, every single year. Who gets rich? The retailer, the bank, the utility company, everybody except you. So essentially, you work your whole life working to make them rich. You could have lived a perfectly happy life without all those things that you've been programmed into believing that you need to be happy. And so, our money-making supercomputer is infested by these viruses that suck the money out of us because we've been told to live a life where we pay everyone else. So our supercomputer is hijacked, hacked, and hangs. Making sense so far? You're beginning to understand how these viruses have sucked the money out of you? Next, let's go to the programs. So outer level is viruses, next level programs. If we get this right, we will know what to do with our money, how and where to invest our money so that our money makes money for us. If we don't get this right, then we will have to work for money for the rest of our single one precious blessed life. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so we go to the programs. What do I mean by programs? Programs are the knowledge and the education we have. You know, the know-how. Why is this so important? Just like computer programs, these are the programs in our brains that help us to make money. These programs help us to know how to grow this money. Okay, let me make it clearer. What type of educational qualifications do you have? Most will be business or IT or accounting or engineering or medicine. These are most of them, right? Whichever ones they are, these are the wonderful programs that we have installed into our supercomputers. Why do I call them wonderful? Because you are a money-making supercomputer and these programs help you to make money. Make sense? Okay, awesome. So your supercomputer is really happy right now. Why did we get these qualifications? To make money. If there was no money involved, would you work? And if you didn't have to work, you would get no certifications or qualifications, right? So the number one reason that you got your qualifications is to make money. Awesome. How many years did you spend studying so you could earn money? Anywhere between 12 to 20 years, depending on what you study. I'm including school here because, of course, you go to school, so you can go to university, so you can make money. Awesome. And how many years do you work so you can make money? Anywhere between 30 to 40 years, right? Okay, this is awesome. So we spend 20 years studying to make money, then we spend 40 years working to make money. A total of 60 years of your life spent to make money, right? Okay, amazing. How many years did you spend learning what to do with the money once you've made it? Now, we all know what the unfortunate answer is here. We spend all our lives working to make money, and when it comes to us, we have no idea what to do with it. So I ask with the deepest respect, how can you get rich? You can make money due to your certificates, but how will you get rich? What do I mean by that? Okay, let's take the example of two people, Bob and Lucy, okay? Bob makes $30,000 a month. Lucy makes $10,000 a month. Who is rich? Everybody said Bob, right? Great. Now let's go ahead with the next step of the story. Bob thinks he's rich, so he spends all of his money. Lucy has the programs on how to save and grow this money, so she spends half of it and she saves half of it. At the end of 10 years, what happens? Bob has no money. He's working at a job he hates because he has to pay his bills. Lucy has $600,000 in the bank. If she invests this right, and keeps her cost of living low, she can right now retire financially free. And this, my friends, is the program that we don't have. It's not how much money you make that makes you rich, but how much money you keep. Making sense? Okay, let's look at another example why programs are so important. Do you know what the difference is between an asset and a liability? Most of us know this. Is your home an asset or a liability? Most of us said assets, and also most of our homes are mortgaged. If you lose your job or your source of income, the house goes to who it belongs to? The bank. Friends, get this. You own the loan, the bank owns the home. Getting it now, guys? You've been sold the ideas, the viruses, the programs that will make the banks, Apple, Toyota, Zara, name the retailer here, rich, but not you. Here's another awesome example of a program that we don't have installed. Do you know how important your cash flow is to your financial future? Do you know the real cost of debt on your cash flow and on your life? For those people who do save, what are you going to do with those savings? Will you do what I did? This is a personal story I told you at the beginning. I saved and saved and saved. I saved for 5 long years, working 14-hour days to make that money, gave it to my banker. He makes a poor investment. I lost 5 years of my savings because I had no programs installed on what to do. Now, Warren Buffett says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will have to work until you die. Do you have the programs you need to have to know how to make money for you while you sleep? Where to invest? Stocks, bonds, real estate, mutual funds? Which one is best for you? We tend to blindly trust our financial advisors and bankers. Which one do you think is more important to them? The safety of your money or their commissions? Not all, but sadly most are pressurized by their organizations to sell irrespective of what's good for you. All right, guys, so what do we do to fix this? We can learn. This is really, really, really simple. People think you need to be a math genius or a finance expert to get this. I was so bad at math. I nearly just scraped and passed. My mother used to beat me black and blue. But look at me. I was a banker for 17 years. I'm now a financial advisor. You do not need to know math. All you need is Excel or a calculator. Guys, I ask you to everyone who is good at personal finance, were they born that way? Was I born that way? No, I learned it. Oh, how long is this going to take me? 2 months, I say. 2 months. That's really all you need. May I ask you to write these dates in your books, please? June 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th. So just write these dates down. June 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th, and then July 4th and 11th. Okay, I will come back to these dates later. Making sense so far, guys? Is all making sense? It's all coming to you and coming together to help you see why we're not financially free, why we're not rich. And now we're going to the final level of the supercomputer that you are, which is your operating system. This is the deepest, most powerful part of your supercomputer. We have the viruses, we have the programs, and now we have the operating system. If we get this right, we can become not only financially free, but abundant, wealthy, opening up many sources of income. If we don't get this right, we will forever live a life full of fear, scarcity, and even physical illness. Excited? Let's jump in. Now comes the real deal. I hope you're excited because I most certainly am. What's the real deal? Your operating system. Imagine your laptop without an operating system. Can you do anything with it? Guess not. Now think about your operating system. It's always running in the background, but you just don't know that it's there. Yes or no? So what is the operating system that we're talking about here? I'm thinking you guys have guessed it. Yes, it's your subconscious mind. Why is this so important? Let's go back to the computer analogy. What if you had the best programs, the best antivirus, but your operating system is malfunctioning? Will that computer be of much use to you? Just like that, if we have the right programs and good money making and money management habits, but if our subconscious mind doesn't support us, our system will fail. I understand that this stuff is maybe things you've never heard of, so I'll give you some examples. These examples will help you understand because this stuff is so deep, but once you see it, your life will forever be transformed. Okay, have you said this or ever heard it being said? That guy is stinking rich. That woman, she's filthy rich. Now I ask you another question. Do you want to be filthy? Do you want to be stinking? Somewhere our operating system, our subconscious mind has associated being rich with being stinky or being filthy. Your operating system is working in the background, automatically saying, oh no, 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 no. Being rich will make this person that I am taking care of, will make this person stinking and filthy. We don't want them being rich. Now I know this stuff is radical. So I'll give you another example to help you understand how deep this stuff is. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So let's go on to the next one. This is one of my favorites. Something that we've all heard of, nearly everyone, and many of us believe it, that money is the root of all evil. I encourage you to look at the list that you made. What will you do with the money once you have it? Take a look at your own list. Is there anything evil on that list? Most of us, when we have money, we'll do things not just for ourselves, but for others. Is that good or is that evil? Money is the root of all good things. We have begun to believe some strange things. Now look guys, money is a tool. It's just like a knife. A tool in the hand of a butcher and a tool in the hand of a surgeon. One takes life and the other saves life. Money is just like that. It's a tool. You choose what you want to do with it. Money is the tool. What you choose to do with it, whether it's good or evil, is all dependent on you. Is the fog beginning to lift? Are you able to see this now? Is it better? Right. Now, we've seen this other myth. It's always better. I'm not saying that giving is bad, but check this out. We've seen this. It's always better to be the hand that gives and not the hand that receives. Giving is obviously awesome, and I totally agree with that. But take a look at the receiving hand. What does it look like? We are always seeing this like this in our mind. We see it as the one that we are giving to is the one who is receiving is the beggar. I'll allow that to sink in. Let's see how this actually manifests in your life. Let's take an example. We go to your relative's house. Your relative says, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. What would you like to have? What's the first response that comes to your mind? Oh, nothing, nothing. Oh, nothing, I'm fine. We hesitate to ask for things because it makes us feel like a beggar. Most of us will not even go to our own bosses and demand for a pay raise. Do you feel that your boss will one day come up to you and say, you've done a spectacular job, here's a pay raise? These thought processes have stopped us from asking because we have somehow associated asking with begging. Making sense, guys? Okay. There's another one that's linked to money being evil, is that good people cannot make money. Spiritual people cannot make money. Where does this come from? Take a look at our society. Our spiritual leaders don't have much. Many of them beg for food or alms and stuff like that. But we'll pay good money, top dollar, for liquor, drugs. We have somehow made this association in our mind that good people, no money. Bad people, lots of money. So you're thinking, I can't have a lot of money because if I have a lot of money, it makes me bad. You see the operating system glitch? These are the belief systems. The belief systems that have been holding us back. Your operating system will not allow any program to override this unless we change the subconscious mind. And unless we change the subconscious mind, neither our actions, neither our reality, neither our future. Okay, this is awesome. Now let's see, why has this happened to us? Once we understand this, we become aware, and awareness is the first step in beginning to make change. Yes or no? Okay, so let's find out, why has this happened to us? Let's go. So what is it? What is stopping us? Your biggest barrier to you not achieving financial freedom is lack of financial education. Thing is, we don't learn anything about money from school or universities. So where is the other place that we learn from as we're kids and growing up? Our first school. Yes, home. So who has rich parents? Not many of us. So what do? We grow up never learning the right operating system, the right programs to make us rich. We just imported everything that we saw around us. Making sense? Okay, time for another question. Question number 4. Open up your notebooks, please. So we know now that you want to make money. We know why you want to make money, right? And you also know now how much money you need so that you can fulfill your dreams. Question number 4, what are the capabilities you need? What education or skill do you need so that you can get to the goal in number 3? Because if you don't gain these capabilities, chances are pretty low that we will get to the number that you have written down in question number 3. Why capabilities? Because your best thinking got you here, where you are right now today, making the amount of money you are. Your best tactics, your best strategies got you to where you have arrived. Now you need higher capabilities. You know who you are, you know where you want to go, and you know it from your heart that the only thing left is, how are you going to get there? Now that we know why we aren't rich, question is, let's find out, how do we do this? I believe that we have 3 choices. You have 3 doors in front of you. One says do nothing, nothing changes. We stay exactly where we are right now, except that your current circumstances are as good as it gets, and you just live out the rest of your life. That's option number 1. Option number 2, you go for the do-it-yourself, the trial and error method. It might cost you 10 years to learn, or God forbid, tens of thousands lost over bad investments. I know, that's what it cost me. Or option number 3, I could show you how to do it. But before I show you how to do it, it is time that I share my personal story that I promised. Thank you for being here until this part of the masterclass. It's time for me to share with you the personal story that I promised. To answer, why am I doing this when I'm financially free? And you're absolutely right in asking that. Allow me to share. In July 2017, when I left the corporate world, when I knew that I was financially free, I didn't need to work anymore, I decided to just relax and exclusively coach my premium clients who were paying me over $300 an hour, because I was completely transforming their lives. And I was having the time of my life, chilling, working very few hours and doing what I loved. Life was great, being financially free, and life was easy. And then, have you ever been at a fork in the road where one road was the easy way, whereas the other, difficult one, could potentially change your entire life? Come back in time with me. It's July 22nd, 2019. I wake up in the morning and I look around me and I can't see very well. I rub my eyes. I can see double of everything. I stumble into the living space because I don't know where the walls are. I go to my pet parrot because I want him to step on my hand, but there's 2 of them. There's one here and there's one here. I don't know. My heart sinks. I don't know what's going on. I see my sister. She's sitting there in the corner on her favorite couch, engrossed in her book with her favorite cup of coffee. She looks just like me, just a fairer version. I move to her and I say, Carol, I can't see. Sheryl, oh my God, what's happened to your eyes? I don't know, I can see all double. What's happening? What do you see? Sheryl, your eyes are cross-eyed. She makes me move my eyes left and right. And she notices that my left eyeball, it won't move outward. It's stuck. I immediately call a dear friend who's a doctor. He answers with a cheerful, "Hey Cheryl." His voice is warm and deep and he has a smile that I can hear in his voice. "Doc, my left eyeball isn't moving. I can't see. I'm seeing double of everything." "Cheryl, this may be serious. This sounds like sixth nerve palsy. Get to the hospital immediately. It could be a brain tumor." I rush to the hospital, to the emergency in Rashid Hospital, Dubai. I'm immediately admitted because they don't have any idea why my left eyeball is not moving. I'm there for 6 days now. 6 days go by. 6 days of their harrowing, the MRI, the CT scans, the X-rays, the blood tests. And finally, the verdict is out. I don't have any tumors. I am so grateful. So with jubilation in my heart, I step out of the hospital, finally breathing the air of freedom. I see the blue skies, the fresh air, the smell. There's no more disinfectant. It's priceless. But I still can't see, so I've patched up my left eye and I have my bag of medication and I head home. Little did I know that this medication would nearly kill me. I go home and I start taking my medication, Gupisone. It's a really strong steroid. First few days I'm fine, and slowly and steadily I start to notice I'm tired. My energy starts to drop. I notice my heartbeat's different. So what I do is that I put on my smartwatch and I measure it. I look at it, 55 beats a minute. It's usually 60, so I ignore it. Day 6, I'm getting really thirsty. I can't sleep. I'm drinking 6 liters of water. I measure it, heartbeat, 50. Day 7, my kidneys are hurting. They're trying to pump this toxin out of my body. My friend brings me coconut water, says it'll help me flush my kidneys. I'm now drinking 10 liters of water a day. I can't stand anymore. My kidneys are giving way, my heart is giving way. I can feel my heart as it drops. Day 8, my heartbeat is so sluggish, I can feel it struggling. I haven't gotten out of bed for days by now. I feel my heart jug, jug, jug. That's what it sounds like. I measured my heartbeat, 38. And I think to myself, oh good, finally this is over. It's just going to stop. I'm just tired of it. My mother comes into the room. She looks at my pale face and says, "Let me measure your blood pressure." She measures my blood pressure, looks at it, looks at me, terrified. "Cheryl, your BP is 80/50. We've got to go to the hospital now." We rush to the emergency. I'm wheeled in again. I'm strapped into this blue bed. It's got a plastic cover and a blue sheet. There's blue curtains around me and the machine beeping, which is measuring my heartbeat. My mother sits at the edge of my bed. Her brows are creased and she's really worried. She's really tall. She's got short hair. She looks so old, fragile, and tired. Her pupils are dilated, as she normally does when she's stressed, and she holds my hand and she says, "The doctor will be here now. Don't worry, you'll be okay." "Mama, why do we need to fight so hard? Why do we need to fight so hard if God doesn't want me to live?" "Cheryl, don't talk like that." I just close my eyes and I think, I have no dependents. I'll leave some money behind for my parents. They'll have a comfortable retirement. I won't have any regrets if I die now. "Oh yes, you will, Cheryl," said a soft voice from within me. "What regret will I have?" "You will regret not having touched and changed the lives of as many people as you could have." My eyes flew open. Who said it? I don't know. But there, everything changed. That was the second most important day of my life. Mark Twain said, there are two important days in a person's life, the day that you're born and the day that you find out why. There, in that hospital bed, giving up on life, I knew why I was born. And so I ask you, have you ever been at a fork in the road where one way is easy and the other difficult? I had chosen the route that was easy. But on that day, on that cold hospital bed with a rubber cover and a blue sheet on it, I chose to walk down the other path, the more difficult, this one, that I may change and impact the lives of as many people as possible. I took the difficult path, and this has led me here in front of you, talking to you so that maybe your life may be changed. And that, my friends, is the why I am doing this when I'm financially free. If you still want to know if this crazy sounding story is true, then go to my Instagram, October 2018. You'll see my photograph, red bandana, iPad on this side. I'm sharing this experience, this very same experience. So my friends, this is my why. I'm here to serve you and to change your life. Want to see how we can do that? Thank you for listening. Let's see how I can help you. Listen, you're here with me now. You've been through this with me. You know my values. You know some really personal stuff about me, like why I do what I do, and you already know what I stand for. Here's what else I know. For you to go from where you are to where you want to go, you're going to need help. You're going to need next level guidance. If you're going to need it, you're probably going to pay someone to help you. You already know my values. I'd love for it to be me, because I don't know what's going to happen if you give someone else money. I don't know if they're going to care as much as I do. If you're ready for the next level and you want the next level and you want someone to be holding your hand ongoing, I'd like it to be me and my team. Are you excited to see what I've created for you? Okay, that's so awesome, because I'm super excited to show you something that I worked so hard. I reverse engineered how I got to where I am, and I created a 6-step system to your financial freedom. This system will take you step by step through the process from where you are to your financial freedom. Sounds awesome, isn't it? Check it out. Because I didn't have enough time today, we couldn't go through all the STETSERV modules. But today we touched upon the first 2 of the 6 modules, Mind and Money Matters. Okay, so what's in the other 4 modules? Let's find out, okay? Now, the system is called the Financial Freedom Course because it's the course that you will take to get you from where you are to your financial freedom. And you guys can be a part of it. Let me tell you about it. Let's look at the course details. Now, this, people have asked me the duration, is a lifetime course. What do I mean by lifetime? I'll explain as soon as you discover what you learn in the entire 6 modules, okay? Now the course, here's the very important part, is delivered live. It's not recorded. I will be with you every week for 2 hours, engaging with you, answering your questions real time. Classes begin on the 6th of June and will happen every Saturday there onwards. Please take a look at the dates that you've written in your books. You've already written them down. Those are the dates of the classes. I'll repeat them later again, or they'll be in the section below so you can see the dates and the times. They're from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Dubai, or if you're in Canada, Eastern Time, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Don't worry, if you missed the class, the recording will be posted in the private Facebook group so you can watch it as soon as you can get to it, okay? So what will you learn in these 6 weeks? Great questions. Let's find out. We will cover 6 distinct modules. There are 6 different steps to get you to your financial freedom. Step number 1, to change everything, what do we need to change first? the mindset. That's module number 1. We will begin by tackling issues of the mind, our thoughts, the programming, clearing out any viruses. At the end of module 1, you would have replaced all the malfunctioning defects in your operating system, taken out the viruses, all the programming that is holding you back from abundance. You would have begun implementing the new thought processes that will allow you to receive wealth and then keep it, and then the growing comes later, but to keep it until now. Wow, how do we do this? We do this by busting the myths. We'll do some NLP work, we'll do some guided meditation, and this is really, 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 really fun. You're going to be a new person at the end of this module. So step 2. Step 2 is where we'll build the foundation. We'll be laying the building blocks of our financial tower. At the end of module 2, you will become well versed in the topics of money, like income, assets, liabilities, cash flow. You will know how cash flows and how it is the lifeblood of your financial future. Step 3. At the end of this module, you will know exactly what personal finance is, but more importantly, where you are in your personal finances. I will work individually, whoever wants it, with each student, and I will help you identify where you are in your personal finance, what needs to go, what needs to grow, and we will also work on new income sources during this module. Isn't that exciting? Yes, indeed. We'll start building you multiple sources of income, which we will continue to grow during the rest of our time together. Okay. Step number 4. At the end of this module, you will understand the different options that there are to invest your money. You need to invest it in order for it to grow. Things such as stocks, bonds, real estate, mutual funds. You'll have clarity on the risk and the rewards for each of these. So you can then assess which investment is right for you, because each one of us is different and our needs are different. Step number 5. At the end of this, you will be able to understand wealth, how it is made, how do we build it? How do we grow it? Because when money works for you, that is when you can stop working for money. Making sense? Sounds exciting? Yay! We made this all really clear. Step 6. Now you're going to be amazed. This is the cherry on the icing on the cake. You will understand how much you need to become financially free. You will have 100% clarity, you will build a plan, and you will know when you will be able to reach your financial freedom. So, I said that this course is for a lifetime. What do I mean by that? Students now, as soon as they enroll, are admitted into a private Facebook group that is strictly only for students of this course. What will happen on this group? Great question. A few things, okay, and very, very important things. So pay attention to what's happening on this group. Best thing, number 1, best thing, your teacher, me. I will be on this Facebook group every day for life. I will be there answering your questions and giving you tools and market updates, because I know this is a journey and I want to be there with you through it. Number 2, all your 6 classes will be recorded and uploaded, so you always have access to them whenever you need to watch or revise anything. You'll have the recordings available to you for life. Number 3, you will interact with your classmates, your unorthodox community. Those are the people who want to break from the mold and step into the rare air place of financial freedom. We will bond, we will share, and we will grow with each other. We will celebrate successes and always improve. Number 4, here comes the fun stuff. Woohoo! Those of you who know me, we're going to have challenges and competitions. Students will collect points for the income they make. Now, we're going to make money making a fun process, because as I say, if it ain't fun, it won't get done. Woo! Okay, guys, pay attention to what I said above. Nobody teaches this the way I do. Why? Because I care and because I want you to master your money. Because as Tony Robbins said, we have to master money, because otherwise at some level money masters you. Isn't that fabulous? I assure you there doesn't exist a single course in this world that teaches it the way that I do. Okay, so what makes this course so special, you ask? Great question again. Friends, I don't believe there is one other course on this planet that combines the mind and the method when it comes to financial freedom. What do I mean by that? Now, everything starts in the mind. We know that. If you watched my video already so far or previously, you know how our minds have been programmed to keep us poor. Unless we change that first, no amount of techniques or methods will make us rich. This topic is taught by authors like T. Harv Eker, who's written Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, or Dean Graziosi, who's written Millionaire Success Habits. It's all about the mind. Then there's a second part, which is the method. That is understanding the concepts of personal finance and investing so we can manage our money and grow our wealth. This topic is taught by popular authors like Dave Ramsey, who wrote The Total Money Makeover, or Tony Robbins, who wrote Money Master the Game. But nowhere are both of these key topics taught together until now and here. The full details are on this page if you want to see, because if for you seeing is believing in text, then it's here. Now, how is that for an amazing system? It's clear, it's logical, and you see how you will get to your destination. Yes? I did my best to share as much as I could in the 60 minutes I had in this masterclass. If you still have a question, you're welcome to drop me an email at Sheryl@SherylPinto.com and I'll take care of it. So you made it to the end of the masterclass. Hooray! And you're still here with me. Yay! I love this. So you deserve the bonus. I'm giving you my free online course called Career Mastery. It's a 10-step framework on how to quickly climb the career ladder. It's valued at $1,000, but you're getting it absolutely free. Why? Because you're the committed one, you're the serious one, you're here with me and I love you. Why do I qualify to be teaching this course? Is because I got promoted on an average of every 2.5 years during the 17 years I was in the corporate world. People lovingly call me the career hacker. So I think I may know a little bit about what it takes to help you crack the career code. After you enroll, please let us have the code and we'll send you the course. Write down your code. It is ICANDOTHIS. It is I can do this. Send us the code and you'll get your course. And so, my friends, if you do what is easy, life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, then life will be easy. Which side do you choose? The good news is that this opportunity that comes to you is absolutely risk-free. If you don't love it, then at the end of 30 days, send me an email and you get your money back, no questions asked. I do this so you're delighted. If you're not, take your money back. I ask you with the deepest respect, if you don't do something different, how is anything going to be different? I love this quote by Einstein. He said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. If you want a different result in your life, in your happiness, in your abundance, in anything, then you've got to do something different. If this resonated with you, in your heart, if you trust me and you know that this is the answer to the many questions you've been asking all your life, then think no further. Click on the link, take out your credit card now and reserve your spot. We have limited seats and classes begin on the 6th of June. And it's not coming back. Are you ready to change your thinking, to change your life? Well, you have the chance right here to change the rest of your life. Will you take it? Click on the link, save your spot, and I will see you on the 6th of June. Love you.